what I want to know is that of all the rivalries that we have had through cartoon history, when it comes to DBZ, everyone always focuses on Goku and Vegeta. But what about the unseen and unspoken rivalry between Piccolo and Tien? Now, hear me out. If you look at it, both Piccolo and Tien, all right, can be kind of equated as rivals in a way. You know, Piccolo is could basically be the Goku, and Tien can basically be the Vegeta. You know, because Tien basically trains. No one sees what Tien does. You know, and Piccolo obviously could be stronger than Tien, but anyway, yeah. So like I was saying, because we see in the Saiyan saga that everyone trains. You know, Piccolo trains with Gohan, and Tien trains on the lookout with Yajirobe, Chaozu, Yamcha, and Krillin. Then when it comes down to fight the androids, you know, Piccolo lasts all the way up until Nappa, but Tien was the first person to really get a true hit out on Nappa with his tri-beam attack at the time. Then you fast forward to then after that, when Tien dies, then that's when I would say Piccolo gains the upper hand, because as we know, fast forward to the Tyrant Frieza saga, Frieza winds up, going after everybody, and Piccolo winds up fusing, which obviously means that he's light years away from Tien at this moment. But then we gotta fast forward to the saga that now might make a difference, the Android saga. Now, in the Android saga, we see the androids emerge, whoop everybody's behind, Tien gets choked out, Piccolo gets punched in the stomach, and is on the floor. But then we see Piccolo again fusing with Kame because of the threat of Cell. Piccolo again gets another boost and is light years ahead of Tien again. But then after that, when Cell gains enough energy in his first form and comes back, wipes the floor with Piccolo, who just finished fighting 17. Now it can be argued that Piccolo wasn't at full power because he faced Android 17. But Piccolo, too, at the same time, was supposed to still be the strongest at that moment. Then the tide changes when Tien trains, and the only training we see Tien is for literally maybe 3-5 seconds, him shooting energy blast at Chaozu, arriving for the androids. Then, next thing you know, Tien goes from training for literally 5 seconds to getting choked out by Android 17. The next thing you know, he's holding off second form Cell. Now, yet again, this comes down to the fact that we don't know what type of training that Tien does. All we see him do is shoot out an energy blast. The next thing you know, Piccolo, who's supposed to be stronger than him, is already laid out by first form Cell. But Tien, on the other hand, is like, come on, Cell, what you gonna do, mother lover? What you gonna do, mother lover? And whatnot. So then Tien, I would say, had the upper hand now at that moment, since his rival Piccolo, the unseen rivalry, was taken out. And so Tien stepped up to the plate, hit him with the tri-beam. And I think at that moment Tien could have come close to Piccolo's two enormous energy boosts. Like, Tien could have somehow closed the gap at least a little bit, or come close enough to it. Then we fast forward to the last saga in Dragon Ball Z, the Majin Buu saga. Now, in the Majin Buu saga, Piccolo basically really didn't do nothing. Piccolo was just basically babysitting Goten and Trunks to teach them fusion. But then, I believe Piccolo winds up dying, and then we see Tien at least blast Super Buu's energy beam away. I know a lot of people say, it doesn't take strength to blast away an energy beam, but to some degree it does, because let's say if Yajirobe or Chaozu tried to blast away the energy beam, it's not going to work because their blasts have no energy behind it for it to work. So for Tien to shoot away a blast of that magnitude, you got to give the man some credit. And where was Piccolo at that time? Piccolo, was watching Gohan fight, and I would say that Piccolo came close enough again to his rival, his unknown rival, Piccolo, to at least somewhat rival or be on par. And the thing is that if we set this match up and we see Piccolo and Tien fight each other, and we'll make it on Kami's lookout. Alright, we'll have both of them start charging up. Maybe they'll say something to each other. Or Tien, I've watched you train for years, blah, 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 blah. And Tien could say to Piccolo, come on, Piccolo, blah, 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 and whatnot. I would say that Piccolo would definitely be the more aggressive of the two. You know, Piccolo using some lefts, some rights, Tien dodging. You know, then I would say that Tien would try and hit the Dodon Ray. Piccolo would swerve out the way and whatnot. Then Piccolo would try and hit a special beam cannon. Tien was ready for a look shock, you know, but also dodge. Maybe hit a solar flare, wah, 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 boom, the Piccolo, and whatnot. And then, but to make a long story short, I would say that I think Piccolo will take it against Tien. Because, you know, Piccolo is a smart fighter. Not saying that Tien is not, because I like Tien. He's one of my favorites. But I would say that in this rivalry, that I'm going to have to give it to Piccolo. Because Piccolo is more of an aggressive fighter. But that's not to count out Tien, because people be sleeping on Tien. But, you know, Tien has some good moves. So, Piccolo, keep being green. Keep eating those vegetables. And we'll see you in another video.